welcome back to my subscribers, and welcome if this is the first time you're joining me. My name is Odessa. I'm the Mystic Intuitive Healer. I'm a psychic medium, Reiki master, spiritual coach, and an intuitive tarot card reader. And through the work I'm doing here on YouTube, as well as Instagram, TikTok, and my own website, odessamel.com, I deliver messages to you that will help you to awaken, heal, align, and grow. So today I'm going to be looking into your personal brand. So I'm going to be looking at your personal style, how others view you, your interests, and basically how you sell yourself on a daily basis to the world. So I have 3 piles for you guys to select from. Pile number 1 is partnered with the seashell. Seashells have a lot of different associations, the most common being to water, which is a symbol of our intuition, the spirit realm, and also the divine feminine. Pile number 2 is partnered with this yellow butterfly. Butterflies are a symbol of transformation, and this particular butterfly is black as well as yellow. Yellow is associated with the solar plexus chakra. That's your center for personal empowerment. It helps you to have energy to drive forward with your ideas. Black can be associated with the shadow realms, secrecy, even psychic abilities. And then pile number 3 is partnered with this red candle. Candles like this are commonly used for spell work, specifically manifestation, and the color red is connected with the root chakra. So everything that we're manifesting in the physical world, as well as love and passion. So I will give you guys a second to select your pile. You'll see a close-up of all of the piles right after I'm done speaking, and I will see you in a moment. Hi, pile number 1, welcome back. So I'm running a contest this month. If you would like to win a free mini reading with me, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel and comment on this video. Tell me how it resonated with you, and you'll be entered into the contest. I'll be announcing the winner on the 1st of the month on my community tab. So you guys picked the seashell. So I'm just gonna set it aside. These cards are gonna let me know what your personal brand is. So let's get into it and find out what you've got here. Wow. So big start. The very first card is the Empress. Holy. And then you got Demeter. Demeter, the nurturer. Oh my God. Who are you guys? You have Beyonce. Wow, I have goosebumps. They're like literally rising up my arms, like they're on my face. The Mentor. Oh my God. Fertility. And health. Okay, wow. So to start off, there is some really strong feminine energy coming through these cards, like without a doubt. Strong fertility. I mean, you've got fertility. This has also got the water symbol on it. Demeter, the nurturer. Also a mom. The Empress is also considered a mom. Beyonce is also a mom and did a lot of really beautiful editorial work when she was pregnant that sort of embodied the energy of the Empress. So this like Mother Nature, really strong feminine energy is coming forward. You may actually be a mom. If you don't have children of your own, like human children, you might have pets. Or you might be like the mom to, you know, your friends, or you're like the big sister or the big brother, or you are, you know, a mentor. I mean, you did get the mentor too, which strongly has that parental energy as well. You might be the mentor to your coworkers, or, you know, the circles that you run in. Like, you're definitely seen as a nurturer, a leader, and someone who has a strong empathetic nature. You're also extremely attractive. Absolutely. You know, I think that there's a lot of different you know, aesthetics that are going on here. I do get like I said, a strong feminine energy. I do get an energy of someone who likes the finer things in life. I mean, with Beyonce, the Empress, Demeter, like Demeter is the goddess of the harvest. So it's when you have put in all the work and now you're reaping the rewards, which to me spells out luxury. And I mean, Beyonce, luxury. Empress, luxury. So you like to look good. And even if you don't have a lot of resources, you make it happen. You put things together in such a way that just looks expensive. I think that you like accessories. I'm definitely getting that vibe from these cards. You might like really nice jewelry. You might wear a lot of accessories. You know, I'm also getting that for many of you, your hair is sort of a statement for you. So you might wear a lot of different hairstyles, or you wear hair accessories. You switch up your hair color a lot. You might like do different things, like you've got locks or you've got braids, or maybe, you know, like wear your hair really, really short, but it's a statement, whatever you're doing. There's a strong statement there. There's also energy here with the Empress that you might cover your hair entirely. You might wear a headscarf or wear a lot of hats or some sort of like strong accessory where it's like more focused on the accessory than it is your hair. But you're definitely making a statement, something bold. I definitely get the energy that you like color, you like pattern. I'm getting that from the Beyonce cards background for sure, with this bold floral pattern. But I also get that from this strong coloration of the watermelon on the fertility card. There's some beautiful coloration on this health card as well. So, and Egypt always makes me think of luxury as well, because every time you see a depiction from like the hieroglyphs, the Egyptian hieroglyphs, you're always seeing people wearing a lot of accessories and color. There's a lot of ornamentation is what I'm getting. And there is the sun on this card. Beyonce is a star, right? And the energy of the Empress and Demeter also being linked with the illumination and fame even. So you might be well known, or you are at least someone that people really look to, possibly for inspiration, style inspiration, maybe music inspiration, with Beyonce being a musician, a, you know, diva, really. You might have a beautiful singing voice that you're known for, or you are just one to watch, is what my guides want me to say. You're one to watch, that you seem to be ahead of the curve, like again with this mentor energy, that you seem to know what's going on before the rest of possibly your community, your friends, or maybe even the entire world picks up on something. You know, like you just kind of, and to me it feels like psychic abilities. Like, you might not recognize that you're doing it, right? It's like a deeper knowing. Your intuition is just sort of like, oh, you know, I really think that I should start wearing these colors together, or I should start wearing more of this pattern. And then, you know, a year later, everyone's doing it. And you're like, I picked up on this a year ago. It's because it was gifted to you. It was literally channeled to you. On the health card, there are these water bearers pouring water into this woman's crown chakra, which is talking about getting insights from a higher realm. And then with the sun here, I connect that with the energy of Mercury and communication, right? So, I mean, in communication that's directly connected to status and being seen. So you're being told this stuff through your intuition, so you'll be ahead of the curve, so people will see you as like a trailblazer, you know, a style icon possibly. That's strongly coming forward. Like, I think that you really are like a beautiful, beautiful person. I think that you care about how you look and how you physically feel. And that doesn't mean you're fitting into a box when it comes to like beauty standards or anything like that. It's that you spend a lot of time and energy, or you think a lot about, what makes you feel good, right? I don't get the energy that you dress for other people, or that you eat a particular diet so that your body will look a certain way, or you wear your hair a certain way, or any of that stuff for other people. This is all for yourself, because the Empress is all about personal empowerment, like really knowing who you are and being like brave enough to stand forward. Like when I was pulling the cards for this particular deck, the goddess that kept popping into my mind was Freya. And Freya is a Norse goddess. She is connected to love and beauty, but also to war. So you have this you're gorgeous. I think that people fall in love with you really easily. I think that you probably have people that have major crushes on you. Maybe you know about it, maybe you don't. Because I think to a certain degree, you're a little bit intimidating to some, they might want to approach you, but they think that you're out of their league. And that's where that warrior energy for Freya comes forward. Even though that card didn't come out, that energy keeps coming forward to me. And oh my God, this card is number 6. And that to me is always talking about balance, because I think of the Star of David. It's 2 superimposed triangles, fire and water, divine masculine, divine feminine, the light and the dark. Like, I get the energy that you know who you are. You have faced your own demons, because there's a good chance that for some of you, possibly for all of you, that you went through a growth phase that maybe was a little awkward, right? Because there's a lot of energy here with growth, because like I said, Demeter is the goddess of the harvest. Then the Empress card, there's all of these pumpkins on the bottom, and then Beyonce has the floral motif behind her. And what I'm getting at here is that you might have felt sort of like out of place, possibly even in your own body. Like you wanted to, you have all of these creative ideas, you want to express yourself a certain way, and the pieces of the puzzle weren't quite coming together, possibly because you were sort of only dipping your toe into who you naturally are, and the rest of the time you were trying to sort of fit into what has already existed, right? Like maybe current trends or what your friends or family were into. And it wasn't until you sort of like broke free of that and you allowed yourself to really shine, you matured and you came to a place where you were ready to harvest, that you really stepped forward as like this icon, this, they just said to me sex symbol. My guides is who I'm referring to. So yeah, you definitely are seen as like this, like the epitome of beauty. And like I said, that is not based on like necessarily what the media is telling us is beautiful. This is based on like the people that see you think that you're a knockout. So, whoa, that's really exciting. And the watermelon on this card is also indicating to me that you're quite lucky. So you might have had a lot of opportunities as a result of your sex appeal, your charisma. I just heard charisma. So you're very charismatic, and that opens doorways for you. And, you are able to see things from a higher perspective, and you have a lot of wisdom. The owl being a symbol of wisdom, that's why it's on the mentor card. It's also connected to psychic abilities, so another reference going back to you getting downloads. But like this night sky, it's like you've connected with your shadow self, like I said, and also your feminine energy. There might have been a time when you felt like less empowered in your own feminine energy. And that doesn't mean you're a woman. We all have feminine and masculine energy within us. They play different roles. So you might have felt uncomfortable with your feminine energy, and it wasn't until you embraced that you really skyrocketed skyrocketed. I'm seeing like fireworks go off, you know, like this might have been like a transitional phase for you, like you went through puberty, or you transitioned from high school to college, or you left college and went into the workforce, or you know, you launched your own career, you became an entrepreneur. I definitely still get the energy of you doing something creative, whether it's like fashion, beauty. I just noticed that this card says choreography on it, so maybe you're a dancer. That might be where the health and the physicality comes in. So exciting. So let's get a couple more cards to add to this picture. I definitely get the energy that you're well versed in social media as well, and it feels to me like it's something that came to you sort of second nature, like you just picked it up really, really quickly. And it's partially to do with the fact that you have this natural charisma and this communication skill, this eye for beauty. So you are able to just sort of like know the right angles to take a photo, or the right lighting, or you know what's going to pop on film or on camera or whatever it is, or like you have a great ear for music. There's something about you just naturally knowing how to present yourself. And again, it's like, it could be even past life energy. I know that not all of you guys believe in past lives, you know, but based on my experience, it strongly comes forward, the energy of our past lives, like building on this life, you know, giving us sort of a leg up, you know, being able to like help ourselves to like go forward without having to constantly relearning the same skills. It could also be that you were learning from others, you know, you had mentors that sort of taught you about beauty and style and communication and how to win people over and you know, or you know, how to hone your craft, your skills. And now that you've become the empress, you've become the master in that realm, you're inspiring others as well, you know, like that's strongly coming forward. Okay, so what is pile number one's personal brand? Oops, get those in a second. What is pile number one's personal? Oh, wow. Okay, let me get these. Okay, so this card that just popped out is Money Path. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. Like I was saying, you're a lucky person. Like you have abundant opportunities that just sort of fall into your lap. Like this is the energy of, you know, when we hear stories about people just being discovered, like they're working at a donut shop and they just get discovered out of the blue. It's just like they are in the pathway of the right person, and all of a sudden a doorway opens up to them. You know, that is destiny. You know, you have that energy of destiny about you. But it's not like you haven't worked at this. Like, even if we have an abundant pathway available to us, we still have to align ourselves with that. You still had to learn from others, dedicate your energy to honing all of your skills to be able to become this person so that you could align with this path. So never think that when I say that you're just a lucky person, that you didn't have to work at it or isn't deserved. It's absolutely deserved. And I just heard karma. So for some of you, some of these lucky chances you're getting now are deserved based on actions you had in past lives or earlier in your life. You know, every time you do something nice for somebody, even if it's not reciprocated at the time, that goes into, you know, like your good karma pile, and it will be paid back to you. You also got Fly, a period of ill health and depression. So this, to me, is a reference back to that energy I was talking about before, where there had possibly been like an awkward phase for you, or a time when you didn't feel like you quite fit in, like the pieces of the puzzle weren't coming together. It could actually have been a health issue though, right? Because you got this health card, but this is positive energy, and this is more, you know, darker energy or shadow energy. There isn't really any negative, like bad energy, right? Everything works to our advantage. It just might take some time. So you might have had a period of ill health, and then through your journey to health, you came into your own and there was a whole metamorphosis process there, right? Like all of a sudden you became an advocate for like, you know, clean living, clean eating, all of those kinds of things, and it sort of transformed you. Then you got whale, great worry over nothing. This says, I don't think that that has anything to do with your personal brand. It's the whale energy that's important. First of all, whales are living in the oceans, connected to water again. That's that divine feminine energy and intuition, right? You did pick the seashell. And the whales are also an energy connected to motherhood, and they are wise. They are considered like mentors or elders. Like there's a reference there in spiritual realms to that energy. So it's sort of like mirroring this mentorship card, and you can't miss them, right? Like you see a whale and it is going to be a magical experience. So I love that. And then you got dagger. And this card to me, I feel like is going back and talking about that energy of Freya when I was talking about her being a warrior goddess. Like you're a little bit intimidating. You're a little bit, because I think that you do have that sort of like strong, dominant energy. Like when you walk into a room, your presence is felt, like diva energy, you know, like I think there's so many divas, right? Like so many. Lizzo, oh my God, Lizzo is a diva. That girl like has amazing style, so underrated with her style. She really, really knows what she's doing. And she's a beautiful person, and she has a strong message, and she's really grown into her own, and she's adding a new flavor, and she loves accessories, like strong, powerful energy. But she herself constantly has talked about throughout her like rise to fame that she's had issues with men. Her songs talk about this all the time, that they're intimidated by her. They can't handle her power. And she's had issues with other like people in her life, you know, and she has gone through sort of her own spiritual awakening that's brought her to a place of complete empowerment. And I think they've shared the same kind of energy, but there's so many people that are like that, and you have that energy as well. So let me get a final couple of cards here. I just want to get some messages from Spirit that are sort of going to give you some guidance, right? Like what can you do to sort of capitalize on this beautiful, powered, sexy, like goddess energy that makes you this like one to watch? What can pile number one do, or what should they be doing to capitalize on their personal brand and use it to their advantage? Okay, so you've got successful career, a happy working environment, pay raises and promotions. So whatever you're doing, as far as your personal brand goes, it's really helping you in your career. So you might be self-employed. You could be an actor or an actress. You could be like a singer-songwriter. You could be an entrepreneur. There is something about you being empowered and you being your own brand that's going to bring you a lot of financial gains, right? With this money path. You also got, oh my God, you got the sun. The golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. And that's what I was talking about. Like you really have this like strong, like it girl, it boy, fame and fashion and glamour and beauty, but by your terms, not defined by what other people are doing. And like I just heard Aquarian. So that's talking about looking to the future. You're the future. You're the future, not the past. Now you might take inspiration from the past, you know, and you're updating it. You're bringing it to the now and making it new again, because Both Demeter and the Empress card have this real medieval type look to them. And then of course I was already talking about the glamorous fashions of Egypt. So that could be as well. And then you got Tree of Life, true wisdom and making good choices in life. Absolutely. You have planted your roots, and this tree is literally made out of the Star of David. Those two energies, the divine masculine and the divine feminine, superimposed on top of each other. Like I was talking about, you having, you know, your power and your sensuality. Oh my God, I love it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. Don't forget about the contest. If you'd like to participate, subscribe to the channel and comment on this video. Let me know how this resonated. How is this manifesting in your life? You guys are so incredible. If anyone is interested in working with me and possibly having a one-on-one reading or doing spiritual coaching, I also do mediumship and channeling, Akashic Records, as well as Reiki. You can go to my website, odessamall.com. All of my booking information and everything is available there. And if you could like and share this, that would help with the energy exchange. Always much appreciated. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next reading. Take care. Hi, pile number 2. Just before we get started, I want to mention I'm running a contest this month. You can win a free mini reading with me. All you have to do to enter is subscribe to the channel and comment on this video. Let me know what you think of the reading and how it resonates. And on the first of the month, I will announce the winner on my community tab. So you guys picked the yellow butterfly. So I'll just set that over here, and these cards are going to tell me what your personal brand is. So let's see what you've got. You got the Two of Swords. Oh, you got Hecate, the in-between. Wow, that's very fitting with the Two of Swords. You got Estee Lauder. Wow. Oh my God. You got Anime Mundi. That's powerful. And the Mirror. Wow. Like getting goosebumps in every pile. You got Agreement. And you got Optimism. Oh my God. Pile number 2. Okay, so you are a force to be reckoned with. You really are. Like, this butterfly is so emblematic of the energy in this pile. You have two sides to you. Many of you might have strong Gemini in your chart. This definitely has that Gemini energy to it. You have two sides to yourself. For some of you, you have the public and the private sides of yourself, where you are one way out in the world, possibly at your job, and then you're a totally other way with your, you know, close, intimate connections. Or when you're all alone, you know, you might be like a strong leader and you are all business out in the world. And then when you're home, you know, you are totally different, and you are, you know, creating silly cat videos and posting that on TikTok. Like something that's really a huge contrast to who you are the rest of the time. But you also could potentially, or you might also have like this strong like energy of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. I do get this energy from the Two of Swords as well as Hecate, where it's like you have that strong nurturing, but you also have the strong drive and determination, like the warrior energy, being at a crossroads, because the Two of Swords is talking about being at a crossroads and like having to make a decision. And these cards can also be indicating that you have strong psychic abilities and magical aptitudes. And that might be actually where the divide is, where you are, you know, you have a traditional job and, you know, you talk about traditional things, like, you know, you share your interests, but like they're the same things that most people are interested in. Like you like to talk about movies and television shows and the music you like. but secretly you are this like badass witch and you have strong psychic abilities and you do divination yourself, and you just don't share that with anyone else that is outside of that circle, you know, because Hecate is the mother of witches. She is the in-between. She is a psychopomp, helping to guide people through to the other side. You know, strongly connected with our intuition and the occult even. And the occult is talking about like hidden knowledge, and it's not connected with anything evil at all. That word has been sort of distorted. It doesn't mean anything negative at all, but like that is so wild. I love this energy. And you also seem to have really strong healing abilities, and you may not be aware that you are doing this, because that's what's coming through with this Anime Mundi and the mirror. So Anime Mundi is talking about the acceptance of what is. It's like radical acceptance. Like, you know that everything that happens in your life happens for a reason, the good or the bad. You roll with the punches. You don't let that hold you back. And as a result, I think you've been really, really successful in your career. I definitely get that with the Estee Lauder card. Like you maybe have ambitions to run your own business, because she was an entrepreneur, you know, built a cosmetic empire. It may have nothing to do with running your own business, and you just want to like climb the ladder at your workplace, and you want to be recognized as a leader. And to do that, you have had to sort of battle your own self-limiting beliefs, as well as your shadow energy. And the shadow is like the parts of ourselves that we reject. The self-limiting beliefs can be the things that people said to us that we just sort of replay in our mind that keep us from taking risks. And I do get this strong entrepreneurial spirit from you, even if you're not an entrepreneur. It's like that energy of being willing to go out on a limb and take a risk, right? So it could be like you have an opportunity, you're going to med school, and you have an opportunity to have a placement at a really, really prestigious, medical institute. But your intuition is guiding you towards working at maybe a hospital that is in another country, or that working for a nonprofit. And you know that you're going, like, logically going to the hospital that has all of the funding and is, has all the prestige might look better on your resume and offer you opportunities. There's something inside you that says go with the nonprofit, and you do, and it like just aligns you with like the right people at the right time, and that launches you into something entirely different, and you become this leader, and you're your own brand. Like, like you end up meeting someone who is like famous, and they have you on their show, or they have you on their podcast, or like you end up meeting someone who can, be a financial backer for this like other idea that you want to do, that kind of energy. And it also, this Anime Mundi and not getting like hung up on the things, the shadow energy, that can also be talking about overcoming the obstacles. You might have had, 25 no's before you had a yes, and you didn't let those no's keep you from moving forward. Like I'm seeing a bull, so maybe you have Taurus in your chart, but the energy of the bull and Taurus as well is like that determination and that drive, and like really making it in your career based on sheer will and determination. Like you strongly have that. And you might have actually used some of these obstacles or the shadow energy to help build your brand. You know, that is what you do. You know, like you became a therapist or a coach. You know, like you're a brilliant business coach because you've set up your own companies. Some of them failed, some of them succeeded. So you understand things from both sides. They keep saying to me articling. So like I associate that with law. So, you know, maybe you had your own legal troubles and then you realize, oh my God, there's a desperate need for this. You know, this needs to be available to people to help them navigate the legal system or whatever. And that it was a dark time for you, but it helped you to get to major success. And you got the optimism card. I didn't even, you know, pick up on that when I was talking about you having that drive. Like, yeah, you've just consistently been optimistic. And you've allowed, and there's like energy here connected to like love and water energy and Neptune, that like psychic abilities again, like really allowing your intuition to guide you. And I think for some of you, in really creative ways. Like I do get the strong business sense. Like you really know how to like be a leader and make money, but there's a creativity. So it's either you are doing something creative, like you're an artist in some capacity, or you're approaching a traditional like problem in business or in a traditional field in a creative way. Because there's the muses on this card and they're talking about that inspiration. And I think it has also a lot to do with you following your heart and doing what you love. You did that and it helped you to have more opportunities. With the agreement card, the strawberries are a symbol of abundance, and it seems like your optimism and your willingness to listen to your intuition brought you abundant opportunities and helped you to get the agreement of others. You know, this optimism card with the muses could also mean that others are seeing you as their inspiration. And it could be that you're like literally a muse to another creative person, right? And they're like looking at you and they're thinking, oh, you know, like, I want to make this piece of art. You're so beautiful. That kind of traditional muse type energy. But it could be you going through your own battles, building your business, and all of a sudden you're inspiring other people to follow their dreams, right? And your allies, your fans, your clients, your supporters, and the agreement makes me think that not only do you have a lot of people cheering you on and agreeing with your position, but signing contracts with you. So like maybe you are running your own business and you're like getting more, like the more you leaned into your, you know, what your heart was telling you, the more success and fame and, you know, abundance and all the contracts and everything came to you. There's Libra on this card. So you found that balance. And I'm seeing the moon here as well. Yeah, you found balance with your shadow energy. And now I think you're able to sort of mirror that back to people with this mirroring card. And the moon is on this card. Oh my God, I didn't notice that. So mirroring is like where you are reflecting somebody else's positive strengths and sometimes their shadow energy back to them, right? It can be a blessing and a curse. And that's kind of the energy of the Two of Swords and Hecate as well. You know, like there's beautiful experiences that you can have in the spiritual realms where, you know, you are having these synchronicities and these magical experiences, and it's so wonderful and magical and you can't believe this is happening, and like the world is such a wondrous place. But spiritual gifts can also be really scary because just like there's positive things, there can be negative and scary things as well. So just like that, mirroring can be a blessing and a curse because you can be living your highest vibrational life. And by doing that, you become the muse and you inspire other people. But you also seem to have a psychic ability to sort of pinpoint where there are problems, which I think, depending on what your industry is or what your career is, that can really work to your advantage, right? Like you could be a fixer, right? You're going in and you're helping a business iron out the kinks. You know how to like tell them what to shift and change, who to hire, who to fire, you know, where to set up a business, where to close down a business, all of that stuff that's going to help them propel themselves towards success. But sometimes that ability to have clarity and pinpoint what's going wrong with another person can be very triggering to them. And that might have also been why you were sort of like holding yourself back to a certain degree in the past, because you might, like we are as children, we're open, right? We're totally open. We don't second guess our gifts. We just are natural in our expression. And if you have the strong ability to be basically a shadow worker, where you're saying like you have issues with, you know, intimate relationships, you need to work on that. And you don't recognize that other people aren't necessarily at the same place of development and growth as you, they might lash out at you and try and get you to stop doing that. And the most common way for people to stop you from doing something they don't like is to tell you that there's something wrong with you, or that you are mean, or, you know, no one's gonna like you if you say things like that. And you may have not said anything that was that direct. Like you may have just been, you know, it's like an offhand comment, and you're not even thinking about who this person is or how they're engaging with the world, but somehow it triggers something inside them and they react negatively. And that could have been really, really hard for you, but it made you strong. And that's part of your personal brand, that you're able to like kind of run in two circles, right? Going back to that Gemini energy. You're able to embody the light and you're able to embody the darkness, and you bring those together and you become this strong powerhouse. You, like, I mean, there's a lot of, I'm thinking of artists that do this, right? Like Leonard Cohen, if you guys are familiar with his work, or if you're not, definitely look him up. Poet, originally from Canada. He wrote beautiful songs, and they really got into like the heart of darkness. But this songwriting was so beautiful, and like it was like the sun, but he was talking about the shadow. And that really propelled him forward, right? He is an icon. And so he used that energy, his ability to walk between the worlds, to his advantage. And you're doing that too. If you haven't already done that, this is the road that you're walking. So if you're at a place right now where you're feeling like, no, I'm just in the dark and I don't know how to like move forward and catapult myself forward, you're gonna get there. There's gonna be information that comes to you and an alignment with all of your energy. I'm looking at this Anamundi card again, and there's all of these lines, and they're all rainbow colored. So the rainbow is a reference to alignment and all of our chakras, our own energy system. And all of these lines make me think of vibrations. So as you sort of work through your own, you know, fears and doubts, you're going to become that like empowered leader. And as you're doing that, you're also picking up skills, because it's hard for you guys to see, but in this card in the center are all these sort of random objects, different astrological symbols. And it's a reference to you picking up experiences, you know, really, you might want to look into your astrology chart, do a deep dive into that. You can do it for free. You know, there's plenty of free chart, you know, websites that will pull up your chart. It really helps if you know your birth time, but it's not imperative. And you can just sort of go through different YouTube videos, sort of figuring out what those placements mean for you. It will give you an idea of where you're meant to go next, so you can sort of work through this energy. And it might start to help you to feel more confident in who you are and why you have these varied interests, because that's the energy I'm getting. You're going to gather all of these skills, all these tools, and then it will come together for you to build this empire. It's really, really, really strong energy. So let me get a couple extra cards here. What is pile number 2's personal brand? What is pile number 2's personal brand? When I was pulling the original set of cards, I wasn't looking at them, but I get visuals and I get downloads, right? And the goddess Lilith came forward, who is in astrology. You might want to look at where your black moon Lilith is, because that's talking about integration of the shadow. And I think that could really, really help you. And she's a symbol for many, including myself, of true empowerment, really being able to own your shit and use it to your advantage. Okay, so you got the key. Successful outcome to your problems. That's like exactly it. You're looking at all of your problems, you're assessing it, and then you are finding the key. And when you find the key for yourself, like how to turn the negative into a positive, then you can apply that to like pretty much any problem that you have and be a strong inspiration to others. Like I definitely get for many of you, you're going to be coaching, teaching, guiding, being a leader, a boss, like a strong leadership abilities. Then you got the club. Yeah, this one says someone will try to make you do something against your will. I really feel like people have tried to beat you down because of this ability. Like this is strong, like shadow aptitudes, right? Like you are able to harness this energy, and that can be terrifying to others, but you're going to take the club out of their hands and you're going to be the empowered warrior. Then you got crib, birth or conception of a child or enterprise. Yes! I really feel like you're going to be, lots of you are building something that is brand new, that it hasn't been seen. It might be like a hybrid of something that already exists, right? Like Estee Lauder, like plenty of makeup companies existed, but it was the way that she built her brand and marketed it. Like she was the first makeup brand to do the gift with purchase, right? The innovation, and it really catapulted her forward. Like we know this brand as a result of those kind of marketing ingenious ideas, and you're going to be doing that too. Something totally new. Either it's brand new, we've never seen it before at all, or it's a twist on something that's really innovative. And you got Vine. Seek out information that will help you. And Vines, I think of networking. You know, you're strong when it comes to your ability to network. And the more you integrate your shadow energy, the more your charisma and your optimism, which is a natural part of who you are, takes over, and your energy will shift so that all of a sudden those insights that you have already will find the right audience, right? With these abundant opportunities, you find the right audience. Therefore, when you have those insights, it's to a receptive audience. They're all ears. Tell me more. I want to know all about what I can fix, because you deliver results. People see not only improvements in their lives, but improvements in their bank accounts. And that is really going to be the thing that like shifts everything for you. When your abilities start to make a change in people's lives, they're going to react entirely differently to you. And you're constantly seeking information. So you're the type of person, like I was saying with like Taurus energy, like you really are driven, and you're also someone with this Anamundi and the Vine that's constantly working to improve yourself. You know that it takes work. This is very Saturn too. Like you know that it takes work for you to get through this energy. It's not going to just come to you like that. You know, you might have had to really toil away and really struggle to get ahead in business, or this could be like in all relationships in your life as well, like where you were just up against roadblock, and then all of a sudden you align and it's like the stars align and everything starts working out in your favor. I'm being told to say that it also has something to do with divine timing for you, that like this innovative idea that you have, or the way that you're approaching your life, that's going to be bringing you all this success and really like make you like a brand, you know, like you're a figurehead for something, has a lot to do with the world being ready, right? Like sometimes if you don't time things right, you can have a brilliant idea and it just doesn't hit the way it's supposed to, right? I think that you know that though, because you seem to be able to roll with the punches like really, really easily. So let me get a couple of final cards. These are going to tell me, you know, advice for you. Like, what does Spirit want you to know about your personal brand, how you can use it to your advantage, what you need to do next. What advice do you have for pile number 2 in terms of their, whoa, okay, we got lots there. Let's see. So you got self-confidence, strong self-belief, and a sense of worth. Absolutely. That kept coming through in your reading over and over and over and over again. That your sense of self and your empowerment is the thing that sort of like, you know, tames the demons, right? Like no one can use your shadow against you. Then you got power symbol, cleanse, purify, and protect the physical body. You definitely have this strong sense of power, strength, intelligence. You know, like I think in all areas, like I haven't talked a lot about like your physicality. I do think that you really put yourself together really, really well. That there is a strength and beauty, you know, like you probably like dress impeccably. There's just like power coming through over and over and over again. So, you know, you may wear designer suits or want to wear designer suits, or you wear tailored goods, or you have a really fancy car. But there's like something about you being a symbol of power in all areas of your life. And, oh, geez, yeah, you definitely wear and look expensive. You got little luxuries, generates luxurious experiences and surroundings. So you might have already made a lot of money, or you're going to be making a lot of money. You're going to be able to go on expensive vacations. You might just look like that's what your life is, you know? Like you have a nice car, you have a nice home, or you're building up to that because, you know, your life's not over. You're just starting, right? Like the universe has so much more to give to you. And they just said to me, Saturn again. And like Saturn, depending on where it's placed in your chart, can really delay your gratification, especially in terms of career. So, you know, once again, like look at your chart, see if, you know, about Black Moon Lilith, check into where your Saturn placement is, because these things are definitely in the cards for you. It is here. It just looks like you're going to have to go through like a little bit of like the shadow energy first. You've got healing, true healing of the mind, body, and soul. Yes. To be able to empower yourself and embrace that Lilith energy, the Hecate energy, the shadow realm, you have to heal. You have to. Like, that's just part of that journey. I mean, we all have to heal. But to be able to use this sort of as your hidden weapon, like this club, you have to heal it. You have to tame it. You need to know every facet of it and it not frighten you at all, right? And like, if this, for some of you, has to do with literally having psychic abilities and going into those shadow realms, you have to be as comfortable with that energy as you are with like the angelic energies, right? I'm not saying that you have to go and like start working with, you know, dark forces or anything like that. I'm just saying you had to battle your own fear around your abilities. And then you got the festival creates an energetic blueprint for a fantastic party or event. Yes, your energy and the shifts that you are making on a daily basis based on how you carry yourself, the decisions you make, the people you align yourself with, the risks that you take are aligning you to a fabulous outcome where you're really going to be celebrated. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. This was so fascinating. Don't forget about the contest. Subscribe to the channel and comment below. Tell me how this resonated. I love reading your comments. It's always so fascinating to see how this sort of like fits into your life. So I'd love to hear it if you'd like to share. If anyone would like to work with me, you can go to my website, odessamall.com. All of my booking and services information is available there. I do tarot card readings as well as Reiki and mediumship, channeling for the Akashic Records, your past lives, and I do spiritual coaching where I can help guide you through any of the difficulties you may be having. And if you could like and share this, that would be amazing. It really, really helps with the energy exchange. It helps more people to find the channel as well, so that I can start to deliver even more content to you guys. So I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I will see you soon. Take care. Hi, pile number 3, welcome back. So before we get into your cards, I just want to let you know I'm running a contest this month. You can win a free mini reading with me. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel and comment below, and then on the first of the month, I will announce the winner on my community tab. So you picked the red candles. I'll set that aside. And these cards are going to tell me what your personal brand is. All right, so you have the 2 of Wands, Yoster, New Beginnings, Karl Marx, Bill Gates, the Shapeshifter, Tranquility, Happiness, and finally friendship. All right, so pile number 3, I love this energy. So there is a strong youthful energy that's coming through these cards. So you may be young at heart. The energy I'm getting is that you have a message that you want to deliver. There's some sort of like new way of communicating, new way of experiencing something that you would like to share with the world. You are looking towards the future because the 2 of Wands is talking about looking towards the future and making decisions that are going to take you in that direction. And it feels like you want to have an influence on a global level. You know, there's 2 globes here, and it has something, like I was saying, to do with communication, because this particular card is featuring a person holding a sword as well as the 2 wands, which is very unique in tarot imagery for a 2 of Wands to have a sword also featured. And so the swords are connected with communication, and there is a lot of references to sort of like communication on these cards, because you have Bill Gates here, and Bill Gates, now we think of Bill Gates as sort of like the grandfather of technology, but initially when he was first starting out, he was an innovator. He was groundbreaking when it came to the realm of technology. Prior to Bill Gates, Microsoft coming onto the scene, as well as Apple, there wasn't any such thing as a personal computer. Computers were made by IBM. They were these huge things that took up entire floors of businesses. The average person didn't have access to this kind of technology. It was so expensive as well. And it was through, Microsoft, as well as the work that Apple was doing, that really made this accessible, which eventually now has led us to this point in time where we're easily able to connect with each other and assess different ways of thinking and experiencing the world, connect with different ways of communicating and different philosophies, which makes me think of this other card, Karl Marx. Thinking about progressive ways of connecting with each other and communicating, and different ways that the world can sort of distribute wealth and resources, because Karl Marx is the father of communism. So there is something here with you sort of having a eye on the future, something to do with communication, sort of being a disruptor or a radical to a certain degree, right? Because communism, in many ways now, is radical thinking. I mean, the traditional like Marxist communism, not what we are actually seeing play out in the world, but it is very radical thinking about the distribution of wealth and power. And it feels like what you're trying to do is have people have more empowered relationship with finance or communication, or with their connection with other people is strongly coming forward here. You could potentially be working in technology, Silicon Valley. You could potentially be interested in politics. You could potentially be interested in marketing and advertising, but you're trying to shift people's opinions and perspectives about something. And what it feels like, because I'm getting that with the shapeshifter card, it feels like you're trying to actually shift things to the better, to have a new beginning, some sort of resurrection, because Yoster is a goddess that is connected to the holiday that we now know of as Easter. And in the Christian tradition, that's connected to Jesus and the resurrection, a brand new beginning, the dying of the old and the resurrection of the new. And it feels like you are potentially trying to unify people. Now, it could also be that you are trying to help people to get comfortable with radical ideas or new technology. You know, like new ways of thinking, new ways of communicating. I'm strongly getting that with this friendship card. That one, it feels like you are trying to unify people, right? Unify people that have different thoughts and ideas. But the imagery on this card, there's a crane and the posture of the little kids that are on this card. It feels like you're trying to draw people in to help them see things in a different light that is approachable and not scary to them. That you're helping them to shift and change into this new reality. It could be that you're providing a service or a business where you're helping people to understand cryptocurrency, something that they may be very skeptical of, very fearful of, and you're able to help them to understand how the system works, the technology that's available to them, what opportunities they could have if they invested, that kind of thing. Doesn't have to do with crypto, but that's just like a new emerging, I mean, it's been around for a while, but it's still not mainstream in terms of like, you know, everyone has invested in crypto. There's still many people that are skeptical of it. So that's why I use that as an example. But there's so many different things out there that this could apply to. And you seem to have just such this strong optimism and just like such a friendly demeanor that you put people at ease, because you got the tranquility card and you got the friendship card. So you are making friends very easily. You probably, if you have your own business and there's some sort of like product or service you're trying to sell, you are easily able to win over clients. You put them at ease, you make friends with them. This could also be talking about you being able to make a lot of business connections, a lot of associations in your field that are really advantageous to you. You are seen as somebody who is extremely happy, and you're seen as somebody who has a lot of passion and drive. There's fire on this card, and you did pick the red candle. And like I said, Red is associated with passion and love. It's also associated with the root chakra. And there's a lot of red on these cards. You pick the red candle, then the shapeshifter card has a lot of red. Karl Marx, even the background on Bill Gates is red. And the Two of Wands, the figure, is not only wearing a red robe, but both of the wands are red as well. And the color red is connected with the root chakra, like I said. So that's talking about manifesting. That's talking about literally taking our ideas and making it something that's tangible in the real physical world. So taking an idea, creating a business, and it generates an income. You know, it generates profit. And it feels like you're able to really win people over. Like investors is the energy I'm getting, or collaborators, people that might be able to help you in some way. And you seem to have just a natural, you know, lucky energy around you. Like you seem to be at the right place at the right time. And doors are just flung open for you. Now, partially, I think it's you are manifesting this because you have natural enthusiasm. And I really believe that you know in your heart of hearts what your destiny is calling out to you to do. And you're going to do it. You know, like you have no fear. You're okay going against the grain or taking a risk and being sort of radical in your thinking. And it pays off for you, you know? Like it's, like I was recently watching the WeWork miniseries that Apple released. And Adam, the founder of WeWork, was constantly taking risks and going against the grain. And he was a little bit different and he was a little bit out there. And that sort of excited the people that were sort of like traditional, right? And I kind of get that contrast here with the Bill Gates and the Karl Marx, like the radical energy. And then Microsoft now is like pretty traditional, maybe a little sterile. It's definitely not known to be like a creative business, you know, like that's not their brand. Microsoft is not like the radical thinking computer software company. And you're able to walk between those worlds. And because of that, I think that people that maybe have financial means or have connections are excited to be around you, want to be part of whatever it is that you're birthing, and they're going to give you the money and resources you need. Or like I was saying, you just are there at the right time. So like if you, for example, you know, you loved cooking, you open your own restaurant and you make, you know, you make a point of coming out of the kitchen, talking to your customers and having a one-on-one personal relationship with them. They feel happy around you. They feel like they're your friend. And as a result of that, they talk about you. They share, you know, through word of mouth, they share your business and like how amazing you are. And, you know, the universe rewards you with like having the right food critic come into your restaurant, or, you know, someone else that can help you in some capacity to like spread the word about you. And it just is like this domino effect, opening up doors one after another. There's, like I was saying, there's strong communication coming through these cards with like Bill Gates and Karl Marx, and there is the air symbol here, which is talking about communication as well. So that word of mouth. And just like, my guys, every time I look at this, they keep saying to me, drink the Kool-Aid. So you're a good pitch person. You're able to win people over to radical ideas, radical thinking that they may not have been open to prior. And then all of a sudden they're a convert, you know, like they are wanting you to succeed and they feel like they're part of something that's unique and special, like they're part of the in crowd. that there's something taking shape here. As far as how you present yourself, I do feel like you are able to walk between the worlds. Like, I think that you may possibly have a real radical energy to you. Like, you may have a real rock and roll aesthetic to you, or a really casual aesthetic, yet you work in finance or business and it just works for you, you know, like Adam from WeWork, he never wore shoes, that kind of energy. And I'm not saying you're doing something that is that out there, but it's not characteristic of people typically that are running billion-dollar industries to walk around and have business meetings not wearing shoes. Or it could be the opposite, right? Where you are more business and more polished, and you are working with artists. And possibly you're, you know, a connector for them. You're running a gallery, or you are, you know, marketing for them, or you're a manager or something like that. There's like an energy of being between two worlds and being able to effortlessly go between them. And when I was dealing out these cards, I don't look at the cards, but I do get messages, channeled messages. And I kept hearing about Persephone. They kept saying Persephone, which is so fitting because she is the energy of the maiden, that youthful energy. And being a woman, she is also connected to creation and spring and birth, because she walks between the worlds. She is married to Hades, so she spends half of the year in the underworld, and then the other half of the year she comes out, and that's when spring unfolds for us, going back to this Yoster and the new beginning. So you may sort of have a double role as well in this, you know, like what you're birthing. You might have, maybe you even have like a really traditional job where you work in an office, and then on the side, you are this radical artist or writer or musician, or you're just running with like a circle of people that are constantly shifting and changing, and you're shifting and changing. You know, with the shapeshifter, it's like you are, when people look at you, they see you evolving, and I feel like at a rapid pace, and you're able to be sort of a chameleon. And I think you inspire that in them as well. Like, you're passionate, and you bring them new ideas, and you get people thinking and talking. That just keeps coming forward. And it's like you're able to evolve even your ideas for your business really, really, really quickly. So there's growth. So there's like spring coming forward. Like, there is new growth and opportunity coming forward to you. Wow, I love this. Okay, so let me get some more cards here. What is pile number 3's personal brand? My guides right now are pointing out to me that the fire symbolism, I didn't even put this together. There's literally a candle on this card, and then there's fire on this card, and obviously you already know about you picking the red candles. So you are able to light a fire under people's butts. You're able to get them to take action possibly on their own ideas. And maybe you end up with some really interesting collaborations as a result. You know, someone else following their passions, and you guys are brainstorming and thinking about it, and you're like, oh, wow, you know, maybe we could combine these two things together. You know, maybe you have a friend that's a photographer or a filmmaker, and you are the restaurateur, like I was talking about, and all of a sudden you're like doing an art show in your restaurant, and it's bringing in a whole new cross section of people, or they are filming, you know, their latest like film, their latest short or something, and or they're doing TikToks, and it's all set in your restaurant. And again, it's exposing you to a whole new group of people. It just feels like a lot of innovation and excitement. All right. Woo. Okay. What is pile? Let's see here. You got what's going on here? Oh yes, you got ladder, climbing towards success. You are definitely in the process of building a lot of success for yourself. You are climbing the ladder. And you got bear, danger, especially in money matters. But I feel like the energy of this card is that you are facing off against that. You're not thrown off by the fact that there is a chance of failure, right? True entrepreneurial spirit. You have to be able to be willing to take a risk, and you have that energy. You are completely willing to take a risk, and you have confidence in what you're doing, and it's infectious. It's absolutely, yes, oh my God, you got Tulip, the great passion. You're so passionate about what you're doing that it's like, and you have your passion and your dedication allows you to reap your harvest of an idea. And then you have a whole new growth come up from that. You know, it's like the energy, I'm not sure how many of you guys garden, but there are certain plants that need to be pruned in order to flower. Or if you prune them and you cut them back, they grow back even stronger. You have that willingness to like take risks, and your passion develops more opportunity for you. Oh yes, you got Rooster, and it says the arrogant, boastful person. And it also says that you should not cross. So what I love about this is that you have so much pride and charisma and confidence in what you're doing. And you're not going to let anyone stop you. You're not going to let somebody tell you that, you know, you can't do something. Yes, doors may be closed to you. You know, not everyone's going to say yes, but you know that if you, with persistence, eventually someone will. I keep going back to this, like Adam from WeWork. If you haven't watched it and this doesn't make sense to you, you might want to go watch it. It's pretty entertaining. Anne Hathaway is in it. But basically, he had so many different businesses, and they all failed, and it was no, 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 no. And then finally he got a yes. Now the thing that was sort of like the tipping point for him from like absolute success to failure was the arrogance. So I don't think you guys are arrogant, but this card is talking about arrogance and being boastful. You just need to keep that balance, right? You need to like know that once things start working out in your favor, you still have to have like your eye on the prize, and you have to take into consideration the bigger picture because people are relying on you to a greater extent once your business grows. And also to know that the universe is one of duality. So you also have to be willing to have that balance and give back as much as the universe has given to you. And you got bag, something important, such as a new job or raise. Yeah, there's going to be opportunities, money, you know, alignments with other people like contracts or collaborations, like I was saying, that are going to be gifted to you. And you got dogs, getting together with friends. There are many people that are going to be very loyal to you and want to help you with this. You know, like this is like real, you know, startup energy where people are working for you because they believe in the cause and you inspire them and they believe that you are going to lead them into the future and they are 100% loyal to you. The only thing you need to be mindful of is taking that for granted. And I don't think that you would ever intend to take any of this for granted. It just sometimes happens, right? When things grow, you sometimes don't have an eye for like all the minor details. But let's see what Spirit has to say. I want to get some advice for you guys on how you can sort of like utilize this brand to your benefit. One of the other things that my guides are mentioning to me now is you probably look young as well, you know, like, and it like I said before, you may not be young, you're just youthful at heart, but there's an energy of youth. And I feel in that regard, you're also able to connect with a generation of people that you weren't necessarily born to. And you might be very young now, and this is something you're going to grow into, right? Because you do have two people, you have imagery of youth, but you also have imagery of people that now are sort of iconic and are considered sort of like the grandfathers of, the industry or the movement that they started, right? So there is going to be a moment in time when you are older and you are considered like the elder. But I think that even in that regard, you're still going to have that youthful energy where you're easily able to connect with people that are much younger than you and really speak to them like peers. Like they're going to feel like you are one of them. Because I just get this energy of like real innovation. It's the way your mind thinks. Like you have a young, innovative mind. So, what can pile number 3 do to capitalize on their personal brand? What do they need to do? This one wanted to come out. To capitalize on their personal brand. All right, let's see what you have. All right, you've got spirit, heavenly assistance from your angels and guides. What was I saying? There's like opportunities that are going to be opened up to you to help you catapult this forward. Like you're going to have extra help and it will just feel like miracles. Like you won't necessarily see it coming. Like I was mentioning before, where like you just are being a good person, truly believing in the process, knowing that everything is going to work out in your favor, being willing to stand up, but you're going out and building relationships. It's the key to your success is maintaining the friendships and the strong bonds you have with people, being calm about things, even as things start to get crazy. Because the more success you have, the crazier it will get. But still having that overall sense of peace that everything is meant to be and happiness and having that loyalty and like doorways will just continue to open up for you. You got mystic star harmony in the home and great friendships. Oh my God. Yes, friendships. That is the key. You need to just keep those strong bonds with people. Then you got the sun. The golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. Absolutely. Like this could be you literally being famous. Like I keep talking about Adam from WeWork, face of his brand. I mean, everybody knows who he is. If you're talking about his company, everyone knows who he is. I mean, and also like Karl Marx and Bill Gates, like they're iconic. So you may be the face of your brand, but it could also be like you have a product or you have like a business and like it's the standard, right? Like, and in that sense, like an example could be like Kleenex. Kleenex is a name brand, but when you say Kleenex, you know exactly what that product is. People actually assume that the product is named Kleenex. No, it's tissue. Tissue is the product. The name brand is Kleenex, but if you say Kleenex, everyone knows what you're talking about globally. So it could be like that, where your business is just so successful that it's like the product that you make is then like it is defined by the brand that you created. I hope that makes sense. You got Dragonfly. You bring light to this world. Yes. There's something strongly about you doing humanitarian or good work, that it's something about you helping people come together. So it's not just you making friends, but also you helping others to have a stronger sense of community that's really gonna like make millions. Like it could really be like something huge. And maybe you don't want to make millions. Like I say that because obviously having more money gives you more flexibility and freedom, But whatever your sense of success is can be yours as long as you continue to root the light. Fairy magic, respectfully work with the fairies and elementals to achieve your goal. So this is like what I was saying before. Don't take for granted the blessings that come to you. Keep a sense of gratitude in your heart for that, because as easily as it's given, it can be taken away. And the fairies are a reference to the magic in the physical world because they're connected to the earth. And so this is like you having things manifest in the real world, like, you know, the right connection or beautiful possessions and trips and experiences in the real world, because you rooted the light, because you were doing your, you know, soul's purpose, because you had gratitude and tranquility and you had everything in balance. So you just continue to get those blessings. But like I said, fairies are known to be sort of mischievous, so they will mess with you. I mean, that energy, it's in mythology of the fairy, they will mess with you. And if you are not grateful, they will take those blessings away. The final card you got is Goddess, healing feminine energy. So if there is some connection here with whatever it is that product or business that you're trying to launch has something to do with connecting more women, like maybe you're building something that's helping women to network and build more friendships and communities and like help them to sort of climb the ladder so they have opportunities in your country of origin or possibly somewhere else in the world, this is an indication that it's time to do that. Or it may also be indicating that you need to connect more with your own divine feminine energy, because the color red is associated with Mars, and that's divine masculine energy. You have that under control, absolutely. And it's just a matter possibly of you being more in tune with your divine feminine energy or keeping that rooted, right? And that's the community, the friendship, the tranquility, the peace of mind, as well as getting those intuitive messages from spirit that guide you forward. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. This was such a pleasure. So fun. Don't forget about the contest, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. And if any of you would like to work with me one-on-one, you can go to my website, odessamall.com. All of my information and services are available there. I do tarot card readings, spiritual coaching, where I can help guide you through anything that you're going through in this life, as well as Reiki, which is like energetic healing and crystal healing. And I also do mediumship and channeling for the Akashic Records, where I can look into your past lives. And if you could like and share this, that would really help with the energy exchange. It helps more people find me. It's just such a blessing, and like so nice to build our community and have more support for all of us. It can help you with your own connections. You never know how these things will play out for us. So thanks again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next reading. Take care.